there. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about digital rhetoric, and I hope that this will help you all with your first assignment, or your discussion board activity, for this week. So first, let's go ahead and start a discussion with what exactly digital rhetoric is and what it means. So this comes from the word rhetoric, which most of you should be familiar with your previous English classes or any time that you've spoken or thought about what you're saying or how you're communicating. Rhetoric is this method of persuasion through the spoken and written word. Digital rhetoric stems off of that, and it's a way of informing, persuading, and communicating through digital technologies. Scholar Kevin DePue sees this as a choice you make as a writer when choosing the best available means of persuasion and how to use their affordances. So it's finding the best way to communicate with your audience and persuade them or do whatever your overall goal is, and use their affordances or use this template or technology to your advantage. So when we're thinking about this, we should consider how this is more than a tool. Your template or your technology, your website, whatever it is you're creating, is something more than this practical tool. So you should look beyond the functionality of the technology and see it as participating in the rhetorical conversation. So to help you better understand this, you should ask yourself, who is my audience and how are they viewing this? What exactly am I trying to argue or accomplish? And does this technology help my argument? Does it hinder it? Should I use something else? So it's important to see that digital technologies have rhetoric themselves. So going back to that original definition of rhetoric being a means of persuasion through the spoken and written word, digital or technologies have digital rhetoric as well. They are persuading and communicating. There are corporations, teams, and groups of individuals who are all working together to write and design these technologies and templates. They're looking at how it can communicate to readers, our viewers, and then how it could construct arguments to them. So it's crucial to think about that through these analysis of these technologies, we're going to understand how to adapt these for our own purposes. We're going to choose how to use and utilize these technologies to our utmost advantage. So it's really important to analyze them and consider them as being something that's more than a tool, so we can actually succeed in whatever our argument is. So for example, let's think about digital rhetoric and what it means when we look at Twitter. So you guys have already used this for your modern resume discussion. You're not going to have to use it again for this class, but it's good to use it as an example. So we know that it's a social media website or tool, and you're communicating with others across the globe. You're limited to 140 characters, and you have to use some specific language rules like hashtags or abbreviated words. You link out to longer pieces. You call out to other individuals or groups. So there's a very standard set of rules and restrictions that may apply, and maybe only certain groups of people who use them. So those are all things that you should think about when you're trying to communicate, if you were wanting to use Twitter as something to help your argument or communicate to a group of people. So here we have a Twitter page, and we see quite a few things going on, from hashtags to linking out. We can see who's retweeting this or favoriting it, and we could see tweeting to them with the @ and calling out to them. So we see people using this successfully, but there are ways in which that it could not be used to your fullest advantage. And that's just, not fully considering this as a technology and asking some of those questions. So when you are analyzing templates and technologies, it's important to, ask yourselves a few questions. You don't have to, write a really long essay or, thoroughly answer every single one, but they should be in the back of your minds as you're considering the template and how it's going to be used for your overall goals of the assignment or prompt. So think about, why was it designed this way, and what exactly is its function? Do you see any limitations with this template or technology, and do these limitations hurt your overall goal or purpose? Does this template or technology help my argument or purpose? Is this an effective or ineffective means of meeting my project goals? So maybe I'm wanting to communicate to a group of, older individuals. And I really want to utilize some new social media campaigns. You really want to think about the technology and if you saw any limitations or if it's going to help your argument. So considering whether or not your audience is how they're going to be able to view this. Are they going to view this? Is there, a different way that's more familiar for them to operate and kind of understand what your overall message was. So maybe a brochure over, using Twitter, or thinking about people walking around on a busy street. Maybe not handing out flyers is the best way, but having a larger poster that they can see and catch their eye is something that maybe would help a little bit better. So, asking yourself some of these questions will really help you be able to use and utilize these templates to their fullest advantage for your. So for your discussion board activity, you guys are going to be analyzing templates. So by Wednesday night, you will have chosen a template on Word. Anyone, it could be a resume, it can be a memo or a letter, it can be a poster or brochure, whatever it is. Don't really think about the second half of the activity. Really just have fun with it and pick something that stands out to you and that you find interesting. Once you've chosen that document, you're going to answer the set of questions that I had laid out for you, looking at how its design is and what you think its overall purpose was, things like that. And you'll answer those questions and post to the discussion board. Then by Friday at 11:59, you will have responded to one peer. And then in that response, you're going to look at the template that your peer posted, and you're going to, think about this in terms of the rhetorical situation that I put forth. And then you'll answer those questions as well. You don't necessarily need to, use the template and actually create something, but if that actually helps you better understand the questions and gives you fuller answers, then go for it. But otherwise, just have it up on your screen and think about how this would be used for that situation that I pose. So that's all I have for now, but if you have any questions, feel free to post them to the Writers Lounge or email me directly if you have something else. All right, that's it.